I'm Cecilie Thøgersen-Ntoumani. I'm a professor here at IOB and have been here for about a year. So my research interests very much focus on motivation and behavior change, particularly in relation to physical activity, but also other health behaviors, including healthy eating, for example. So I look at individual and social factors that may enhance or that may contribute to high quality motivation amongst individuals and groups as well, and using contemporary psychological motivational theories to inform, for example, interventions that we do with a range of different groups. And that includes anything from adolescents to people in the workplace to older adults that we worked with. I'm also particularly interested in the role of physical activity to mental well-being and mental health. So when we say mental well-being, that could be the broader population. Mental health might focus on people who are experiencing depression, anxiety, or other mental disorders as well. And interested also in the mechanisms underpinning any changes that people experience in terms of their mental health. And then another area that I haven't heard so much of yet, which I'm very interested in, is the role of body image to health behaviors and to well-being. We know that how people feel about themselves physically has a really strong determines whether people engage in healthy behaviors and how they feel about themselves. But we also know that engaging in these behaviors can also enhance their positive body images as well. So I've done quite a bit of research on that too. I've done it, I think, a bit different from anyone else, but hopefully you can get a sense of the types of things that could be relevant. This is really sort of thoughts I've had for future planned projects. I've dabbled a bit with digital interventions. I'm by no means I'm an expert. But we know it's one of the way forward to deliver interventions. So an example is digital interventions to promote well-being and facilitate health behavior change. Health behaviors could be physical activity, eating, good sleep, or whatever. So an example is an app that I'm sort of working on. Well, I'm not working on it yet, but I'm thinking of the ideas of developing an app that it can increase self-compassion, which is obviously a psychological construct, which we know from theory will help people also change their behaviors as well. So we will looking at developing one with adolescents who are experiencing potentially some have low self-compassion. Another area of research is looking at physical activity, sleep and well-being. I haven't done much work on sleep, but I'm really interested in it because physical activity and sleep are very important to look at. How do these two interact, and how do the interactions between these two predict well-being and work performance? We've really looked at it very separately. We know that physical activity and sleep independently affect well-being and work performance, but what about the combination of the two different ones? So I had some ideas about how we might do that. And then a third area of research is the use of peer leadership models. I've done a lot of work on that in the last few years, and specifically in physical activity context. So using people similar to ourselves or similar to the person who's the target, who can help drive initiatives to change health behavior. And it's quite promising because people can sort of, they see themselves in the peer leaders, and that helps them sort of change behavior in the longer term. So there's some suggestions that this could work, and I could see maybe potentially some use of digital technologies to train peer leaders, to support peer leaders as part of these interventions. Now I've listened a bit to some of the talks here today and other things. So hopefully there's something there that might be a ground for collaboration with some of you. That's it.